Oh gosh. Oh, I really have to stop getting on here being so emotional, but like God is so good. Like, oh, I had my first dance class since I had been 9 or 10 years old tonight, which sounds crazy in my condition, right? Oh my gosh, God works in such a funny way. Like, He's just, I don't even have words. Like, I don't have words. Since I've been posting my videos and things, like, I've met a lot of extraordinary people and from all over the place, like all over the world, who have sent me words of encouragement and love and support. And it has been just so, it's been such a blessing, and it's really helped to keep me lifted, like in the middle of everything that's going on. And one person that I met is, and Father forgive me, I'm not going to pronounce his last name properly, so I'm just going to say Alexander S. And he is the director of operations for Toronto Dance Salsa. And he's very, very much into the topic of self love. And this young man, this extraordinary young man, saw one of my videos from TikTok. And because it had the hashtag self love on it, he watched it. And then he took the time out of his day just to send me a video on Twitter to say thank you for taking the time out of my day to post the video on TikTok. And that literally, like that little thank you from randomly outer space, was the foundation of a friendship, and he's been poking in and checking on me throughout the days, and that's nice when you know that some random person who doesn't owe you anything, doesn't know you from Adam, is thinking about you and praying for you. Like that means something. So he runs this dance class on Mondays, and I went to his website, which is, no, let me get the line because I'm going to get this right on this video, because this is very important to me, because I just had the most phenomenal time. And I like, if I could jump up and down, if I had the energy, I would be like, ah! Like she's going crazy on the inside. Like on the inside, I just had a ball, because Self Love Mondays dance class, and it's free. Okay. And again, it is run by my new friend, Alexander, from Toronto Dance and Salsa. And I'm going to give you the exact information, because I really, 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 really want you to support this young man and everything that he's doing, because not only did he contact me and say thank you just for putting my message of love into the world, but then he reached out about his class. And it's literally, the class is called Self Love Mondays Dance Class, and it's free. It's an hour long, and it's basically almost like speed dating for dancers, where he teaches you choreography with his partner, and then you break off into rooms with different partners and you practice the choreography. And so the whole point is you're meeting different people from different places, and you practice together, and you have these little interactions where normally out of quarantine you would never meet these people. You would never, and we're all of the same positive, self-love intended, like-minded people. And so it was pretty awesome. Like when I say awesome, like moved to tears. Just, and at the end of the class, Alec tells a story about how he called me this weekend just to check in, just to make sure I knew how the class worked and everything. And he had said that he had used a Zoom app or something, because I know he's in Toronto and I'm in the US. And he had just called me from his phone, and we talked. And, and he asked me how I was, and he asked me about my health and my situation, and we had like the most beautiful conversation just about people and human beings, and how we treat each other. And we talked, it must have been for almost an hour, and he was paying for the call, and his dance studio was shut down right now because of COVID, and this stranger, this kind person from a whole other country who has no business caring about me cared enough. And he talks about how at first he was concerned about how much the call would cost. But the more he listened, the more it was worth it to him. God is real. He's real. And and he's so beautiful in how he works because I had fun. And although I couldn't dance, I did the whole class right here in my bed. And I had to use my inhaler several times just from trying to do the upper body situation. But like the joy in my heart, the joy that this stranger brought me, had me in a room with a whole bunch of other beautiful people who were just humbly giving of themselves and rocking out. I mean, like, I felt like I was in a club for the first time in years with a bunch of very loving, positive people. Y'all just don't realize sometimes how much we take for granted and how far kindness can go because you don't realize what everybody's going through privately. We all have our own issues, and I have been all riled up all day over somebody that I had tried to do a nice thing for, who I felt wasn't being very respectful or appreciative, you know, and it turned into a tense situation unnecessarily. Not, I tried to be as reasonable as possible, trying to help somebody that really the situation had nothing to do with me, but for the sake of wanting to keep children that I knew with access to a parent that I also knew from my past, but haven't been around or familiar with, I opened up my home, you know, especially because I need help, just keeping things around the house together. And and at first it was a decent mutually beneficial thing because I don't ask for much, but I do need help. If you watch my videos, then you understand why I'm very limited. Like in the fact that my children aren't able to stay with me right now because I'm that limited. It's a hard thing. So to have somebody in your home and see you go through this and know the details because they're just in your presence, and for you to try to communicate simple things to keep this situation mutually beneficial and for it to kind of turn left real quick, I I was in my feelings, at first. Like I really was, because it was like, yo, I went out of my way, I involved myself, and took on extra expenses and spent extra money and have been spending extra money to do a kindness to keep a family together. And I felt like it basically like it had been spit in my face. Like I can't lie, the details aren't important, but that's how I was feeling today, and I was real agitated. I have to say, you know, like because I could have taken things and made it a whole lot easier for me, which would have caused a whole lot of problems for that person. But that's never been my like. Even if I feel you've done me wrong, I'm not gonna go out of my way to bring any problems to people because that's just not worth my energy. Like I'd rather take a nap, literally, like especially now. But my whole day, I was just talking through this and venting to people that I care about, just about like how frustrated I was and like feeling like, you slapped a gift horse in the mouth. Like it was wild. And throughout the day, it finally hit me where it was like, why did you do the favor? Then I said, well, God, well, I did it so that children wouldn't have to be separated from a parent by states unnecessarily if it could be avoided. And because especially because I actually had grown to know these children closer and spent more time with the children than the individual I was helping, I felt it was none but God saying, girl, if you have the means to help this family, help this family. And so God said, well, if that was why you did it, and that mission was accomplished, the children did come, they did see their parent, they did enjoy themselves in a safe place, and they were happy, and there was joy in their faces, and they were excited. And that blessed me to be able to see them happy with their parent. So even if the circumstances of the person leaving, you feel as though, they're not acting as appreciative as they should be, and or whatever, you didn't do it for them. You did it for the children. And if the children were happy, I know the children were appreciative, then don't worry about the other details. Because there are people in whole other countries who love and care and respect you enough that they go out of their way to check on you, like Alex. There's people in the world who are good, who are going to lift you up in your spirit. God sends them to you when you need them most. You know what I'm saying? And I was very hurt, feeling like my kindness was taken for weakness, and especially considering what's going on in my life right now. Like, I was very, very hurt and angry and disappointed. But we all are in a process, all of us. We all are in a process of learning and growing. And some of us want to learn and grow, and some of us don't. And some of us know how, and some of us don't, and everything in between. And we have to accept each other at where we are. Our job is to create our boundaries so that the help that we give, even if it isn't appreciated, we still feel good for giving it. And in this case, I do still feel good for giving the assistance that I gave to those children, because this was always about the children. And I feel like, in a way, God gave me Alex as a thank you for doing that kindness. Because I danced for the first time, from the waist up. And barely that, but oh my gosh, when I say I was blessed with such an amazing time to be with them. Must have been at least a good 30 strangers, some of them families, getting it in, rocking out. We were doing, technically it was merengue, I think, were the moves tonight. I'm not sure, but either way, it was lit. 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 Like, it was so fun. So, so, so fun. And in my position where I'm really limited on what I'm physically able to do, to have somebody think of me and find me that interesting, to not care about. And I know that must sound crazy to certain people, but we're in the middle of a pandemic. I'm sorry. Who's going out of their way to do anything for strangers, especially that's going to cost them money when their own business is shut down? Like, that's important to me. Like, that's a sacrifice that I didn't even ask him to make. Like, y'all better appreciate the little things, appreciate the little things, and you better start noticing, stopping and noticing, because this life is short and tomorrow's not promised to none of us. And if we keep running around in Groundhog Day, as Alex put it so kindly, funny movie, by the way, Bill Murray, I love you for that one. But if you've been living Groundhog Day every day, same day, day in, day out, same thing, same arguments, same everything, well, this is one way that you can try something new and have fun in the privacy of your own home. And Monday nights are always free. But if you love it like I loved it, then please bless this young man and enroll in whatever he's offering on the other nights of the week. You know, virtually or not, he's amazing. He's a fun teacher, and he is a shining ray of light that just beams positivity all the time, or at least from what I've seen. And I appreciate that. In a world where so many of us just spend our time tearing each other down, anybody who takes time out of their life to lift other people up, especially other people that they're not related to, responsible for in any kind of way, like, that's a blessing. That's God. That's nothing but God, and that's beautiful. And if my body wasn't as aching, and clearly by the tone of my voice, my throat is inflamed. So if I could sing, I would be singing tonight. Like, my spirit is so lifted. Like, these tears are tears of joy and happiness at what this stranger gave me. Like, God bless you, Alex. So if you're looking for a positive place that is extremely lit and fun, like very, very, very fun, definitely please check him out. Toronto Dance. Make sure I say it right again. Don't want to say it wrong. I'm going to tell you people the right thing. It's Torontodancesalsa.ca. So that's www.toronto D like a dog, A like an N, and an N like a Nancy, and a C like a cat, and an E like an elephant. Salsa, S as a Sam, A like an apple, and an L like a Leslie, and an S like a seal. A like an apple, dot C A. But no, seriously, please sign up, because I plan to be there every Monday night. Like, this was fun. Like, this was very fun. And God bless you, friend. And I pray one day I can get to Toronto and see you and some of our classmates and all of that in person, to give you a hug and just say thank you for thinking of this little girl all the way over here in the U.S. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate everything about you. And I appreciate the information that you sent me to help with ADHD and understanding better how to help my younger son. So you're a beautiful spirit. You are blessed and highly favored, and extraordinary things are coming to you, my friend. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you. And I hope this video, whoever watches it, I really do, I hope that they go and they find you and they enroll, and that you can shine and you can lead millions to dance and have fun and have joy. So I'm gonna rest now, but I just couldn't let the night go by without saying thank you. Like, thank you. Thank you. And to everybody at the class, please send your girl the pictures at Leslie Ann Music on Instagram, you know what I'm saying, on Twitter at Leslie Ann Music. Please send me the group picture, because I couldn't get it. I was on my cell phone, but I really would love to have the class photo for tonight. So that's it. Love you all. Give you the next update very soon. I'm gonna rest and relax now. Love you all.